on. Chat on, chat on. But, why? I just kind of want to wait till somebody tunes in. Hi, Sunny, you're being so good. Try and juggle things here. Whew. Walked it back, and here we are. I'm just finishing sugaring my coffee. And, this is open, but it's not. That's a breezy. Oh, right beside it is, but. So I want to hop right into it, but I also want to wait for views. And usually it doesn't take too long. So skip ahead if you're waiting for content and the title intrigues. But, and thankfully, the rest was maybe even when, even when it said that it was wonky or that it wasn't, it was. So, same thing. Hoping to see some of the peeps I'm familiar with and maybe some I can get familiar with and have a lovely little chat with and maybe do some music for. Yeah, it's going to be a hot one out there, so probably not. I don't remember what I did with that thing. I brought it down. I meant to bring it down. Oh, I think I put it in the shop up there. Okay. Well, I don't want to wait too long, but I didn't sleep that well last night between being excited and hopeful about something, some pretty big things, to thinking about a recent passing I've been through. I mean, I'm human. I feel it just like the rest of us, all you so. And then just my body being annoying. And the dog, he wanted to play with his ball, but he actually said he's doing pretty good most of the night, and then it was making light noises, but distracting and not really wanting to hear him making such noises. But he settled down on the bed, and then he settled down back in his arcade cave, and then he's settling down by the door now. So he's settling up or settling down. Da 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 da. And a couple of questions. Anyway, nice when I can insert a little bit of music in there, right? Well, I mean, it's only been 4 minutes, but where is everybody? I know that some people get notifications. Now, is this another customer parking? No, they're waiting to go in there. Side of the street. Yeah, she could have found about the thing. That would have been cool. But she's pretty much in her own mind. Yeah, seriously, this summer school. Or maybe the graduation event. Anywho. I'm deciding so that I don't spill coffee, and, what's up, being a great morning. Since it tastes mostly okay in the cup, sometimes it seems like when you put it in travel mugs, they don't. They're not really traveling anywhere other than to the living room, but I'm just going to put this down here for a moment and show you how to put on the lid of a travel mug. Just kidding. I don't have a lot of time, and I do want to conserve my energy after doing this, though, because I do have some other things that will need it. Talking to our dog. Oh, we have somebody here. Welcome. So, I did some videos when I was out yesterday. I didn't have the internet connection, which is behaving for us now, thankfully. But I haven't uploaded them yet. It's just been a bit busy, and I just haven't. But You're like, well, if you haven't uploaded them, I'm not saying. But now there's two, so maybe that was a glitch or an oops, and I'm just being silly. But anywho, so it's early in the day here. I meant to put that in the title. I actually don't remember if I did. But you don't remember your title from 5 minutes ago? Like I said, I didn't sleep well. It's early, and lots on my mind. I think I will put on the AC though, because I don't really have. Yeah. So welcome. We got someone here. I was gonna say good morning, but it might not be morning where you're at. So good day. And basically, one of the topics. And like, this is not been a good day. But that's what I want to talk about. And that was kind of the theme of one of the ones that I did the other day. It's hard, and we should feel our feelings. And that can be hard sometimes, right? But at the same time, it's kind of like, but I'm going to watch the time downstairs. It's like, I don't say, you're pretty relaxed. I don't want to get you hyper because I'm pacing about. At the same time, mindset is important, you know, and to realize that some days there might be little hiccups, actually or metaphorically, and other days there won't be. And so, I'm just going to close this a little bit since I have that on too. So this morning we woke up to somebody that wanted to buy some product from us. We thought two people actually. We almost didn't notice the second one, but that seems to have been an old message. Still maybe. But I'm thinking because I didn't sleep well, I do have a few other things that I've been putting off till today or just wanting to do that, you know, and sometimes this is somewhat often the case that, you know, we kind of make a sale of an item or here and there, whatever, or, you know, things are good. Yeah, so right, you know, first waking up. Oh, wow, I didn't even have to come into it twice when I came back. Okay, so I'm not going to roll too much longer because I do, like I say, want to make sure I'm watching my energy and having slept well, and just in case the device is wonky. However, I'm hoping that, you know, we'll have some nice interactions. So, yeah, you know, looking for the good things in the day. Okay. So I don't know, I don't think this doesn't look like it continued during that light because it's still just under 9 minutes. Or that arm for that matter. Which probably I didn't see it, not that I maybe would have recognized it otherwise. And so I'm just looking out the window. I don't know if that's rotating screen. It doesn't really look like the usual rotating screen. But that's being pretty subtle considering that I've been kind of pacing around and a little bit active. But I should slow down because, well, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to do today will be sedentary, but one, and it's going to be very hot, but one won't be as much, kind of. But really, I'm just waiting to find out if I'm getting entrance to a performance at the festival. Also looking at some of the other things, other performances involved. And the only other thing, you know, before this comments again, and then I'll probably just wrap up, but it's been pretty good, and so it's dog, thankfully. Good boy, hey, Sunny. Our dog that we're watching. Welcome, we got a viewer now. Let me just make sure that chat is back on. Or that it's still on. It looks like it is. Okay, good. And if you have a song request, feel free to put it. And I do have to kind of look at. There was one thing that almost wasn't great that happened today, is that my tablet fell off the couch. So yeah. Anywho, aside from hopefully doing a song request or two, because I'd love to do that, and that's mostly what I'm going to be doing on this channel for the next while, I think, and in a while we'll be busy for a while, so, but I might post about some performances I've seen, you know, not super specific words, you know, people will know if they know, kind of thing. Um, but the paradoxes of life, I'll just say that, if that's the word for it. Paradox, I mean. It is life, and it's also death. But because I know somebody who passed away in her early 30s, about 3 or 4 months ago now. Good boy, Sonny. Good boy. And then a couple of weeks ago, somebody who was 104, I believe. And, you know, I don't want to say that wisdom only comes with age, but, and you can have lots of experiences, even from a young age, that really shape you. But I'm sure that she might, I mean, I try to remember when I was trying to fall asleep. I felt, I was thinking some things, and I can't remember them at the moment, unfortunately. So, I don't know about what you were thinking when you were falling asleep. And they laughed. Just kidding. They didn't say that, but they thought it. Just kidding. This may or may not, I'm going to say it again as a disclaimer, this may or may not be my best video, but it's probably not my worst. I'm just kidding. I don't know if it really is my worst. But, I always try to do my best. But really, I don't have a lot of energy, and I do have some distractions. So if you'd like to hear a song, give me a few requests just in case I don't take the first one, or don't know it, or can't do it. And it might be a cappella, and the person was like, well, we don't like it, don't know it, can't do it, then sayonara, because they laughed. But just kidding. You know, again, people might plan to come back, or some sort of technical issue, or who knows what. But now we got 2, so see? But yeah, so if you have a song request, make a few, and I will see if I can do them. Right now, the guitar is still needing some stuff done to it. And the piano, I could do it, but the laptop's also, it didn't do an update that I thought it was going to do last night, and it's just being wonky. So, and the other device kind of has other things going on in it. So I think, because I can't look it up, essentially, at the moment, I probably would do it a cappella. But if you've ever seen my channel before, not to toot my own bugle, it'll be good. It'll be worth it. I've been musical most of my life. That being said, our direct neighbor only just the other day commented. She's like, I heard it during the day, so I figured it must have been you, and it sounded pretty good. And then she said something about how, or I said that it was a rough song I was working on, an original or whatever, kind of new or whatever. So I got a bit of, sounded pretty good, mixed with a bit of, yeah, it sounded like you were noodling through something, just learning it. But it only took us 8 years. Mind, there has been times where I've went through gaps of not playing much. But you know, hey, I'm appreciative. I don't think she spends a lot of time on YouTube. Is likely to see this. I could be wrong. I can't believe how much energy I do kind of have, to be honest, because I think I got 3 or 4 hours sleep total. Reasons mentioned earlier. And yeah, I think I'm going to make more pizza with that later, and then yeah. Hopefully you won't mind if I'm eating, but if you do, I won't. But I'm just having a piece of pizza and willing to take a song request. And I was talking about that. I don't know, is it rich? What's something like that? Wow, that would be nice. But talking and eating never works well. I mean, it happens all the time, but yeah, I guess I could say that. Well, the things, all on knowing how to do it. This week, with a lot of things. And you can learn things in so many different ways that can be valid. And, like I said, I wasn't sure, I don't know where I want to go with kind of the latter topic, but like I say, song, but let's just see where we end up going with it. Okay, second time around. First. Okay. So it is being a bit finicky though, so I don't think it will that much longer. The dog is being so calm. So, we got a like. As soon as I come back from getting the internet back on. So that's cool. Fortunately, the person isn't still here because it dropped. But it's the device I have available and best able to do this with right now. So, as far as Hilda, she says, I said earlier, what do you got? As I almost fall down the stairs because we have this thing so the dog doesn't get up there and he thinks he's kind of still like a puppy in that way. And it's a bit awkward, but yeah. So she said a lot of years behind me and my 2 sons back. And lots of others. And, but, and so that's kind of a perfect example of, not something hugely personal to me, maybe a little bit to her, I guess, but oh, and they're like, that's weird. But it's maybe, but now there's 3 of you here, welcome. Well, then it would have been 1, 3. 2. But anyway, so yeah, maybe it's just a little bit wonky. But, that's maybe, as special as the other stuff is, it might be helpful to other people. That's maybe kind of, when it's more general, but also very natural is probably, I'm just thinking of a friend, a friend's mother, she was kind of a friend too, who recently passed away and you both left, but now the light's back. I don't understand. But anyway. But I'll take the likes over no likes any day. And never got a viewer back. And comments over both. You have to have a viewer to get comments, right? But anyway, she was 104 and passed away recently. I believe 104. And yeah, I mean, what would here's a question aside from song requests, and I won't be rolling too much longer because I have some things to do and I have somebody coming over. I just don't know exactly what time, but before 1. But aside from song requests, and feel free to make a few in case I'm unable to do or don't know one, but I'm pretty diverse. What would you ask somebody? I mean, it doesn't have to even be the specific age, but even someone close to this age, somebody in their hundreds, that you might even be more curious to ask them than somebody who's in their 90s, if that makes sense. What's a question that you would ask them about life? There's a curious question. And we got a thumbs up. I know. What does she think of YouTube, right? No, just kidding. Pretty fancy. That's a word for it. And by the way, if you are sitting here saying, I've already commented, and the light keeps coming and going, and again, if this is head games, this isn't the channel to do that. And honestly, I would say most aren't, especially lives, because that's when you notice it. Because you won't want it done to you. But either that, or it's just being wonky, or you're just indicating when you're liking something said. But yeah, and if there's, welcome to the second person as well. If there's anything coming in chat, and you're sitting here thinking, is he going to read it and speak about it? I'm not seeing it. I also will take this moment to say that, because, it's legal here, although it's funny, we're in Canada, but we saw cars red, white, and blue in order, and then the other person in the home was walking the dog and saw 3 white cars, 3 black cars, and 3 gray cars, kind of consecutively. So plain colors, just kidding. But, well, kind of. But anywho, but I should state that, like I say, this is legal here, and it's very moderately, but I'm a lightweight, and so I will state that only because I'm noticing it as I'm seeing myself on the camera, which maybe it's the smaller screen than I'm used to, maybe it's that I really haven't done podcasting in almost 2 weeks, or about almost 2 weeks, yeah. But I'm just looking, and I'm not sure if somebody's thinking there's something up with his eyes. And yes, so I used a topical rub, which had some interesting ingredients, but mostly like natural stuff. Some of them actually stuff that's in a lot of food and cannabis. And I actually used it on my feet because my feet were sore. I did a lot of walking, a lot more than I guess and a lot more than I intended to do that day and the other day. But then also, I was having such a hard time sleeping, and I scalded or burnt my tongue and my mouth on coffee the other night, and it was weird. It was like I had to put it in the microwave to heat it up, and then it was really heated, and I can't remember other than that when I feel the need, and it's a bit of a routine, but she says when you feel the need, I've been putting the oils in my coffee. I just seem to notice that it seemed to heal the burning feeling, but then when I was trying to sleep, that was one of the things I was noticing. And I thought, okay, this will also help me sleep, so I took a bit more. And it may be affecting the way my eyes look. And the viewer left, because like we're sitting here talking about drugs. But no, I mean, as far as like, kids and teens use the internet, yeah, and they do a lot of stuff that, not to sound mean or whatever, but naive parents might not realize they're doing, but they likely are, or at least know about. But this isn't, I don't believe that's my main demographic either, and it's one of those topics I think is less taboo than it used to be, and it's not like I'm like heavy into the stuff, and it's kind of honestly more medicinal. Or that's what I'm using it for, and what a lot of people use it for. But yeah, again, and the viewer left, so I'm just gonna put this over here. But I do want to do something I haven't done in ages, very shortly, because it makes sense to do it this morning. Whether I need to or not is another question. And so I'm just going to reiterate in case the person that just tuned in along the top, well, they've been rolling for 27 minutes, hasn't been here yet. And you left, so maybe I won't. Maybe I'll wait. I think, I need to be pacing myself. I don't want to get too engaged in another task. Where's the other? I have to organize this couch. There's a few things I'm looking for, and I did recently actually. I guess I'll use this stuff. So just in the comments, you're welcome to make a song request to me. Weird. This thing just popped up. Develop good reading habits. Start something. Anyway, and the viewer left. Yeah, that's kind of a distracting view, but it's only briefly. It's kind of an interesting view too, and I feel like I've used something. So now I can show it. So feel free to suggest. And sorry if this is someone that if you've been and came back and hear me say this more than once, but a song request. I know it is one of those things, though. Like it's hard to think about it. Like, who was it that I asked recently? Oh, I think it was that another lady that came to buy something from us, and I asked what kind of music she was like, and I could instantly tell that she thought, that's a hard question. Although I don't think it may not have been because she liked a lot of stuff, but maybe because she liked unique stuff, or she was very particular, or she felt like she was just starting to allow herself to enjoy music again, and something about her kids being older. Anyway, but yeah, so, and in a way I kind of relate to, kind of, like, music has always been in my life, but sometimes more than other times. I don't know if that makes sense, but the viewer left. They're like, I'm going to go listen to my playlist. Screw this. Well, screw that. That's good. So, yeah, so just quickly, this last little bit that I'm rolling, and again, sorry if this is repetitious. I don't know who's watching at the top, so I don't know if you've been here yet already, but song requests, and I'm pretty diverse. And also, what would you ask somebody? Like, I do and don't feel that age brings wisdom, but what would you ask somebody who was, I mean, I'm thinking of somebody who was 104 when, but what would you ask somebody who was at least in your life? So, oh, there's the back, so what else say? Or at least, in their 90s about life, about the afterlife. Although the latter question, I feel like it's kind of, what's the question? So I want people to know, and it does look like the person that was here before that happened is still here. Maybe not. Anywho, it may have just been on delay. I'll wait till there's somebody here. No, somebody's here. Just kidding. Neighbors have been dancing fairly, low, but there's lots on YouTube, and that's almost kind of normal. But as far as how high the numbers are going, but fairly consistent. But maybe some people might just think, okay, I'm going to give them views because I like to support other YouTubers, and they like their high views. But what actually indicates that you're enjoying the content is, of course, the likes and the comments. So hit me up with them. I appreciate it. And even more so, donations. But I don't know. This one I would say is maybe not one. I don't know what the rest of it's going to be, but I can't believe, I felt I was going to be really slow this morning. I think I was up I think I was up till 2, then up again at 4, then up again at 6:30. And, I've had a little bit of coffee. But anywho, song requests, I'm pretty and fairly diverse. And questions about life and the afterlife. And I do apologize if ever, and it's rare, but until we replace one of our devices, which it looks like we might have to do, it might be a little less rare, and the viewer left, but I'll say this anyway for anybody else. The connectivity on this particular old device is a bit wonky. I will say that much. And it's not just as simple as if it drops, reconnect. I really would rather wait until someone's here to hear this, because then they know. It's just my shirt writing was a little bit distracting, but it's got a nice message. It was kind of funny. I don't know. But anywho, I was just saying that the device that I have available for podcasting at this time and that is the internet drops sometimes. And it's not just as simple as reconnect. Sometimes I have to click reconnect like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 times, And sometimes it just gets too frustrating. So if I don't come back, that's why. But I tried to. And the viewer like, well, maybe when you get a better device. But here's the thing. Up until recently, we did have. And it actually was also pretty old. And, yeah, I might be able to figure out getting it on there, but that's also old. Surprised the dog didn't. But, when we got the door on the AC on, so she's never home. She can holler or she can message. But, anywho, I do kind of want to do something else I haven't done in ages. And I do want to, do some music. But I need ideas because even though I'm very musical, I struggle to think of them for some reason. So I was just looking at this other device for a moment. But because I'm watching for something that I'm very excited and eager to find out about. And I took a step. That was something else I did in the middle of the night. I took a step that potentially quite helpful. I could take one more, but I don't want to necessarily seem like I'm trying. I don't know. I think what I've done is good enough. But so now I'd like to do some music, but I need suggestions, and we could talk about life, the afterlife, if you like. I don't know, because those are topics that I'm interested in. A lot of topics I am, but And again, I do apologize. We have two people here. I apologize. We have two people. Just kidding. And I appreciate that you're here. If the connection drops, and sometimes, like I say, if you are hearing this for the first time or not, sometimes it takes a while to get back online. And sometimes I end up just giving up about it, to be honest. But it's been fairly stable, and it's been fairly quick to reconnect, even though not necessarily at the first, second, or third try. So, but I'm willing to do it for our viewers because, I feel like we can create good content and conversation. And as soon as I really do it for our viewers, they're like, I don't want to see it do it. Just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. Just kidding. Sorry. No filter. Free spirit. That's me. If you've never seen this channel before, now you know. But I try. And sometimes I do catch it. But you know what? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be as well. A beautiful way to be. So, yeah, like I say, I'm underslept. So, I may look it. But, anyway, the numbers dancing at the top and people being impatient or silly or I don't know what, is a little bit annoying and confusing. So, but whether it's someone I'm familiar with or not, I'm kind of just waiting to see. I'm kind of waiting to see if there's somebody that I'm familiar with that might tune in, because I do have a few people that I would recognize on here, and even if I'm not familiar with them, could get to know. Because you start to make connections on a platform like this sometimes, and I've been away for a few days. And honestly, I had intended to come back and mostly just focus on music. But I guess if I put the radio on, which I might, but then I'm waiting to hear from somebody. She can message us, but if I'm having issues with this device, this is where we'd get those messages. Then I'd have to listen for her knocking or hollering, and I wouldn't necessarily hear it with the radio on. Plus, I can't have the radio on in the video, but it would give ideas for the next one, perhaps. So, because of, I for the amount of sleep, it didn't take too long, but we did lose it. Again, it looked like they were here until it got back rolling for a few seconds. And like I say, it's just as annoying for me as it is for others, but this device can actually be more annoying. And you know what the thing is I'm not sure if it's obvious in the playback. I think I've looked. At one of them not going to play back very well, and it did. So, I mean,